Public art. It's the name given to the art that is related to the public. This could have two meanings. Either it could mean art done for the popular masses, or art done to create a certain kind of public within the larger masses of people which is not keen in gaining widespread appreciation. Also, an art in the public space could be either in the form of works in galleries, museums, or other places where public consciously chooses to go to see it, or it could be in the form of a surprise or a very popular term, intervention, which is supposed to break the routine of the public. This idea of social intervention in art was introduced around the 1990s in the USA under the category New Genre Public Art. This meaning of public art is considered to be the contemporary definition of art in the public space. It also becomes difficult to understand or comprehend the actual region centricity in this definition given the claims of being global and international in it. And we cannot look beyond the mythical cloud thus created due to a constant input from media production, news, social media, mobile applications, institutions, galleries, museums, and our family and friends, which is our human circle. In this mindset, in the effort to critique the previous practices, which is good, there then comes the tendency to tag everything besides this genre as traditional, and such a vision slowly becomes unidirectional and limited. An example to this could be that sometimes criticality is not the only solution possible. Maybe the situation needs physicality or materiality for that matter. To illustrate this furthermore, let's talk about India. In ancient India, after having killed 100,000 people as a tyrant, King Ashoka, in the remorse for the loss of life, converted to Buddhism and spread his message of Buddhism through patronizing numerous symbolistic capitals, pillars, religious stupas, which was also meant to work against the rigid caste system back then. Another case is that of the Ajanta caves, which Buddhist monks had created as a place of retreat and seclusion away from the public, yet the permanent pigments used, the meticulous painting style, and also the relief stone carvings done were meant to survive for centuries and spread the message of Buddhism to the people. Apart from this, the artists as well as the patrons in India were well aware of the fact that the complex concepts of the philosophical scriptures would be beyond the comprehension level of the common man. Thus they came up with the permanent stone temple structures where the outside panel will explicitly show a celebration of worldly pleasures like kama or sexual intercourse, along with dharma or the right way of living, and artha or economic prosperity. And the inside of the temple had only God sculptures. It symbolized that all the three worldly affairs and duties should be consumed and done well before attaining liberation or moksha that was represented by moving inside the temple and seeing the God. Sometimes, under the Islamic rule of India, public art needed to show the syncretism between Indian Hinduism and the foreign Islam. After the British colonization, most public art tried to evoke a nationalistic sentiment through Gandhi and other freedom fighters installed everywhere. This half-attained nationalism, when combined with globalization, the different phenomena, like public art in this case, starts to be influenced by a foreign country rather than its own context or culture. This is true because there have to be many meanings depending upon the different contexts of our existence. Art could be in the form of colors people wear inside or outside their homes, could also be the way they interact with their climate and surroundings. Such art is also a very important tool to connect people with each other in a community-based society. Example could be festivals of light and color, which have a very high visual value and build relationships between people. It could also be in the form of temporary pigment paintings, murals on walls of tribal homes to demonstrate the idea of generation, degeneration, and regeneration. Could also be stories of the epics at metro stations to make people aware of their own culture or religion. Art is also seen as installations at airports and other places which are about selling the soft power of the country. This kind of art at airports is usually critiqued of not permeating to other areas and other classes of people. But who can claim for certain that the masses need this kind of art? Maybe they need different things and different solutions. It's good if art is critical and challenges dominant structures, but who has the right to judge if sometimes the context doesn't need criticality? What if the atmosphere, design, and the climate is depressing enough and there is an actual psychological need of color and not a desperate attempt of criticality to help the psyche? In the desire to create new interventions each time, we forget the multiplicity of interventions makes it lose its surprise element or newness. Thus, there can never be only one definition or one graph of looking at a phenomena. There have to be many to make it worthwhile.